Phillips auction house's secret weapons, Aurel Bacs and Livia Russo, transformed vintage watches from affordable collectibles into multi-million-dollar trophies. These two powerhouses have generated over $1.6 billion in watch auction sales since 2014, completely reshaping how the world values timepieces. The story begins in the early 1980s when mechanical watches had become obsolete. The quartz revolution had relegated Swiss craftsmanship to flea markets and pawnshops. While Nicholas Hayek would eventually rescue the broader Swiss industry with Swatch Group, a different revolution was brewing. Young Aurel Bacs went with his watch-enthusiastic father on Sunday afternoon hunts through Zurich's markets, and he saw something remarkable. His father would buy a watch for 250 francs at a pawnbroker and then sell it at collectors' meetings for 350 francs. Bacs remembers thinking, hang on, how could the same watch be bought for 250 francs and then offered at a collector's meeting for 350 francs, making a profit of 100 francs? By age 14, Bacs was dealing in old watches himself. What started as teenage entrepreneurship evolved into something far more significant. While studying economics and law at the University of St. Gallen in 1995, a friend showed him a Sotheby's advertisement seeking a watch specialist. Bacs applied on a whim a year before completing his degree. Sotheby's wanted to meet him. But success wasn't immediate. After just 1 month at Sotheby's, Bacs almost quit. He hated it, absolutely hated it. Having just been a carefree student with little inclination for regular shaving, he had now landed in an industry where a single-breasted suit was considered casual Friday attire. The culture shock was overwhelming. Only encouragement from a close friend convinced him to stick it out. Meanwhile, Livia Russo was building her expertise in Italy. Born there, she started her career in 1994 at Christie's Milano branch. Over 7 years, she developed deep knowledge of vintage watches before moving to Geneva in 2001. Her path would eventually intersect with Bacs's in ways that would reshape the entire industry. Bacs moved through the auction world strategically. After Sotheby's, he joined Phillips in 2001, then departed with Russo to Christie's in 2003. For 11 years, they led Christie's watch department to market leadership, learning the intricacies of high-stakes auctions and building relationships with the world's most serious collectors, while competing with established houses like Antiquorum. The real transformation began in 2013 when Bacs and Russo, who had become partners in both business and life, founded their independent consultancy. Their vision was radical. Vintage watches deserved the same reverence as fine art. In November 2014, they launched Phillips in association with Bacs and Russo, assembling a team of 5 specialists dedicated to elevating watch auctions beyond simple sales events. Their approach was revolutionary. Where previous auctions felt clinical and transactional, Bacs brought theatrical energy. He transformed during live sales, becoming what observers called the ultimate hype master of haute horology. It was not performance, though. The stage ignited genuine enthusiasm that spread like wildfire among competitive collectors. The results were immediate and dramatic. Their inaugural Geneva watch auction in May 2015 marked a shift in how watch auctions were experienced. But November 2016 announced their arrival as industry kingmakers. A 1943 Patek Philippe perpetual calendar chronograph, reference 1518 in stainless steel, sold for 11,002,000 Swiss francs. It was the highest result ever achieved for a Patek Philippe wristwatch at auction. This success would later be followed by record prices for its successor, reference 2,499, cementing perpetual calendar chronographs as blue-chip collectibles. Then came October 26, 2017, and the sale that redefined everything. Paul Newman's personal Rolex Daytona, reference 6,239, the very watch that gave the Paul Newman Daytona its name, came to market. The atmosphere was electric. When the hammer fell at $17,752,500, it was not just a record, it was a cultural moment. As Bacs famously declared afterward, this is not just a watch, it is history. The Paul Newman sale crystallized something crucial. Bacs and Russo had successfully repositioned vintage watches as cultural artifacts worthy of museum-level prices. Bacs himself reflected on this transformation, saying he had always wondered why a painting could be $100 million and a watch could be only $100,000. Well, we've moved it a little bit. Their influence extends far beyond individual sales. Philips now commands approximately 45% of the global watch auction market, significantly outpacing Christie's market share, and remains the only house ever to sell a wristwatch above $10 million. In 2025, they achieved two such results. Their annual totals tell the story: $227 million in 2022, $217 million in 2023, and $290 million in 2025, 5 consecutive years exceeding $200 million, a milestone no competitor has matched. The numbers reveal their dominance. Across 2025, Philips ran 6 live auctions and 7 online sales and offered 1,802 lots. Just 11 went unsold, resulting in a 99% sell-through rate by lot and 100% by value. The average lot value reached $173,000. Collectors from 80 countries participated, with 35% being new buyers and 32% identified as millennial or Gen Z. But success has brought criticism. Critics argue that Bacs and Russo have created an artificial bubble through hyperbolic storytelling and orchestrated market inflation. The argument is straightforward. Once emotional hype subsides, prices will return to normalcy. Some veteran collectors have been entirely priced out. A prominent British collector recently said that he had been outpriced from the market. The transformation is stark. A Heuer Autavia that cost £5,000 to £10,000 in 2008 now trades for £50,000 to £75,000. The hobby that once attracted passionate enthusiasts increasingly draws investors seeking financial returns. The claim that the watch would be worth a lot more money before you knew it became dealers' most popular pitch. Bacs acknowledges the tension, but he maintains his perspective. He calls collecting an unreasonable thing to do, observing that the practice does not even exist in nature. Yet he emphasizes passion over profit, arguing that the main driver is passion. Those who participate in auctions and raise the paddle are passionate. They love it. By passion, he means not just sympathy or interest, but love and addiction. The market correction. Beginning in 2022 validated some critics' concerns. According to watch charts, the overall market index fell over 25% from its May 2022 peak. Yet Philips maintained its position, suggesting their influence runs deeper than temporary market euphoria. Today, Philips, in association with Bacs and Russo, operates as more than an auction house. They've launched Philips Perpetual for fixed-price sales, created a podcast, published a 300-page anniversary volume, and produced extensive editorial content. Their recent Francis Ford Coppola collection sale, featuring a record-breaking Francois Paul Journe prototype that sold for $10,755,000, demonstrated their continued ability to create cultural moments around timepieces from independent masters like Philippe Dufour and other contemporary artisans. The Bacs and Russo effect represents a shift in how society values craftsmanship and history. They transformed utilitarian objects into cultural artifacts, creating a new category of luxury collectible alongside Patek Philippe, Vacheron Constantin, and Audemars Piguet as the holy trinity of Swiss haute horlogerie. Whether this represents legitimate market evolution or artificial inflation remains debated, but their impact is undeniable. As Bacs reflected on the Paul Newman sale's success, he asked, "Did it make $17 million because of me?" He said he did not think so. He said he was lucky to be part of this history, and he felt wonderful that some of the most memorable moments happened very close to him. Perhaps that humility masks the true scope of their achievement. Two people, through expertise, passion, and strategic positioning, elevated an entire category of objects from flea market finds to museum pieces. In doing so, they created a new form of cultural currency where mechanical precision meets emotional resonance and where time itself becomes invaluable. The vintage watch market will never return to those Sunday afternoons in the 1980s in Zurich when young Aurel Bacs watched his father hunt for bargains. The Bacs and Russo effect has permanently altered the landscape, proving that with enough vision and determination, two people can indeed move markets worth hundreds of millions of dollars.